bar there. Get your drinks and get the hell over here.
Well, I guess the band, we all knew each other well before it was ever the band was ever a thing. Desmond and I used to goof off in home economics class all the time and drama class.
This is Sparrow Blue. My name is Greg. This is my first night with the band, so...
And I always knew he's a great front man. He always had so much fucking energy ever since I've ever known him. I know people always just love to watch what he does, whether he's singing or being an idiot or whatever. Then in high school is where I met Bernie. He would be strumming his guitar down in the smoke pit where I'd often meet him, and he'd throw riffs back and forth. And then around that time is when I met Liam and Russell through my friend who I worked with at the grocery store while I was in school. And Liam had this amazing practice space, you know, a soundproof room, drums, amps, guitars, everything, the whole thing. And you know, I'd never really been a part of something like that before, so that was really cool. And then a couple years down the road, Bernie and I got invited to do a little festival called the Fiesta Mexicana, and they wanted us to put a band together. We did the festival and it was a good time, and then nothing really happened. We kind of went back to our normal, boring lives, and I was working at that fucking grocery store still, and then Bernie came in one time, and he's like, you know, what are you doing musically? And I was like, not really much, just jamming on my own. And he's like, well, we should jam again sometime. And so we did. We got together a few times, jammed some random stuff. And then we were chilling in his backyard one day and came up with a riff for a song of ours. It hasn't been recorded yet. It's called River Water. And I really liked this riff. And we're just thinking, you know, let's put an actual fucking band together this time. Let's see if we can get something going. And I was like, I know a drummer, I know a bass player, both know a singer. Called everybody up, we did our jam, planned a show a few months later. Thought it'd be a one-off thing, but people loved it, sold out. And from then on, we're like, you know, let's do another one. And then it was, let's do one more, and then it became a full-time thing. And here we are now.
This is a new one.
Hello there. Hey, Brad said to park in the back. He's gonna get there probably right around 9, he says. He said when you get there to park in the back by the back door for you to load in your stuff. No, he says he's gonna be there by like 9, so me and Brody will meet you there shortly. Yeah, we're just by the, what's this fucking Westmount shopping center here, so we're very close. I'm John Dombrowski, one of the guitar players for Sparrow Blue. I've been playing guitar for 15 years now. I guess it's my birthday today. Excited to lay down my tracks and start slamming some fucking beers after. All right. You had Velveteen recorded a new single for Sparrow Blue. It's called Real Thick. Gonna have Liam on the drums first and me on guitar. Let's go say what up.
Hello there. My name is Liam Holm and I play drums in Sparrow Blue. Today we're here at Velveteen Audio. We're recording a new single. I'm about to go record my drums. It's gonna be a great time. Let's get it. I decided I wanted to make music a big part of my life at a pretty young age. I was always influenced in like what I was listening to by my older brothers and my dad, and just crawling around. Got into rock and roll when I was pretty young, and my dad always had a drum kit in the house, so like a baby. I'd always pick up the sticks and smash around on them, and I just always loved it. But one of the moments probably, I was watching a Led Zeppelin DVD and just watching like a live performance by them, and I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
Just want to make sure we like have a good mindset going into this, like exactly how this is play. My name's Brad Simons. I'm a music producer, studio owner, and this is my studio, Velveteen Audio. I'm here with Randor Lynn, one of our other producers here, co-producing today. Got into this by, playing in bands when I was younger, and just starting to do some recording on my own. First recording I did was for a band that I was playing with, way back in 2007, 6, I think was the first thing that was officially released. We released that EP, and other bands that we were playing with at the time started to ask me to record EPs for them. And it just kind of snowballed from there. It went from just me and my laptop kind of doing demo recordings, and over about, a 13 to 15 year period, depending on when you define the start point. Worked our way up to here, to this studio in downtown Edmonton, and yeah.
All right, awesome, man.
Sounding great already, dude.
We're just gonna find you that bass, because that's not in there. I think that's why you're not here.
There ain't no bass to be turned up yet.
Maybe also just like the metronome down a touch.
Sure, yeah. Snare over there.
Over the last few times I've been in the studio, like compared to when we did the first couple tracks off of a record, compared to this single, I've gotten a lot more used to being under that pressure and like being prepared for what I'm getting into. And I guess us as a band also, before we go into the studio, we practice the songs that we're about to record constantly. So that helps with like precision and timeliness, I guess.
Great job, man. Yeah, it sounded killer, dude.
We definitely have what we need. It was more so just making sure you're happy. And if there's alternative parts you want to talk about, I feel like that's working great. What do you think, Randy?
That's how I feel too. Like if you feel like you still want to play and want to beat it, that's cool with me. But I agree with Brad. I think we have more than enough of really good stuff from you.
Okay. Yeah, I was just kind of hoping I could play it extremely tight for like minimum editing to it.
So let's do that then. Let's do kick, and then the two toms. So those would just be hitting them pretty much as like hard, like you've been doing. And then the snares, we'll do hard ones, medium ones, soft ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Looking for a used one, and I found a used one, but it had a reverse head, so.
Okay, dude, can I just hear the kick, snare, hat groove again?
By the way, great to see you.
Good to see you too.
How you been?
What's this bullshit?
What?
Give me a hug.
Yeah, true.
Great to see you. How you doing?
Great, man. Yeah, I think the last time I saw you was here at the party.
It could be. I don't know.
Sir. No, you guys did that meeting and I wasn't able to
I think I want to put a little bit more
That's
stuff.
right.
Yeah. Good shit.
So,
Thank you.
oh yeah. That's great.
This fucking guy.
Okay, dude, we'll do the floor top.
William just takes way too much time.
It's just been getting easier and easier. And working with Brad, Randor, all the staff at Velveteen, like, it's such a comfortable thing for me after being there. Like, I think this was like my 5th or 6th time tracking drums in there, and it just gets easier and easier for me. And I mean, depending on the song, but like I said, as a band, we practice a lot, and that gets me prepared to kind of lay down my parts at least. And I feel good about it.
So today we got Sparrow Blue in. We're doing some kind of throwback, old school rock and roll, with a little bit of a modern production on it. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far. Just finished drums. So.
Yeah, as far as music goes, as soon as I picked up the guitar, that's when I was kind of like, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. Since I was 13, I knew this is what I wanted to do.
Well, I suppose the studio experience for me is always like, just feel right at home. A lot of guys are getting nervous going in there, which is very understandable because it's a threatening place. You really gotta be on your best performance.
It sounds pretty cool to me, man. I think it's a good starting point anyway.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just put on standby for a sec. Let's see what it sounds like with that.
John? That's sweet, dude. Can you hear me? I'm guessing there's a no. That's why you can't hear me.
It's not coming
at all. It's coming into the pre, it's not going into the UA.
Did you move an insert?
Oh. That's weird. But then how are we getting it earlier? Oh. Hey John, can you play the riff a little bit more for me? Thank you.
That was amazing. By the way.
Sorry John, I just want to work on the tone a little bit more here. Brad's coming into fiddles and knobs. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, John. You want to let him know? Can you ask him if the highs can be rolled off anymore?
Can the highs be rolled off anymore?
Every time we're in here, Russell, you just have to like.
Cool, man. Okay, let's try another take. Because actually, we could probably already use that one. I just want another one for insurance here.
The guys from Velveteen, they turned something that could be scary into something that's really quite wholesome. Into something you're proud of. Which is really cool about them.
Great job, John.
Yeah, boy, dog.
Killed it, man.
Thank you very much.
Ah, good.
Birthday has begun.
Alrighty, hey Simons, what are you doing tonight? Can you drive me home?
So all in all, the recording experience in Velveteen is always and always will be awesome and amazing.
You know, I'm just so glad that the guys are playing rock and roll. Like, this could have been anything, right? It could have been any kind of music, and I was never pushing any kind of music, but it came out, this rock and roll, and it's amazing sound that Sparrow Blue has. It's almost like that southern rock, you know, it's amazing. Hello, my name is Bob Holm, and I'm the manager of Sparrow Blue. I keep the nest for them here. I try and make sure they make it to the shows. You know, I drive the bus, get them in there, make sure they make it to the show, and just keep them focused. Yeah, you know, when we were kids, you know, there was my 3 brothers, and then there was 2 others on stage, and we had a light man and a sound man, and we were working really hard in cameras and trying to make it work. And finally, I got a bus from the guys at Highway 13, and I came to Edmonton. I told the boys I'm taking the bus to Edmonton, and I'm going to fill it with gear because we want to go on the road, right? But we need gear. In those days, you need a big front end. You needed everything, right? And so I went up and I saw Vic at Lilo's Music on White Ave there, and yeah, I made a deal with Vic. I had my tape and I let him listen to our music, and then yeah, I left there with like $100,000 worth of equipment, man. It was amazing. I packed my bus, and when I left cameras, the guys didn't come with me because they thought I was crazy. And then when I got the cameras, I had all this gear. It was amazing. We were ready to go, and we had this huge party, man, in this barn. And in this hayloft, and there was all these people from cameras. It was amazing. It was a great night. So that's what got us on the road. I was talking to the boys one night, and they were all jamming here, and they're starting to do these gigs, right? And I'm like, you know what, you guys, we've got to get a bus. We have to get a bus because we all have to be together. It's one for all for one, and we need to leave here together and come home together. And I'll drive, and I won't drink, and we'll make sure everything's good, and we'll just go rock and roll, man. And so, man, when I got the bus, I got this bus for him. And when I was driving home, I'm taking pictures in the mirror in the bus and sending it to the guys while I'm driving, man. I know you're not supposed to be doing that, I suppose, but it was amazing. And the bus has been amazing since. We retrofitted it with couches and bunk beds and lights, and it's awesome. And we travel all over, Saskatchewan, Alberta, BC, and just having a lot of fun. And yeah, the bus is going to tell a lot of stories. Yeah, well, the nest here is a pretty amazing place. You know, there's been a lot of people come out here, and a lot of kids from town come, and there's been an amazing times here. And we built this soundproof room, and you know, I built this for myself when I was doing it and when I was younger, and we were jamming here lots. Then my kids started growing up, and then it became theirs, and it's amazing. It's a place where they can feel really at home, comfortable. There's really no pressure here. They can play till 5 in the morning and nobody bothers them. And these guys can write tunes.
So Johnny had started off real thick with kind of a different idea in mind, and when we started practicing it in the jam room, we kind of moved into this funkier style and this kind of busier groove that was a lot different compared to the other shit that we'd done. And that's kind of how it works with 6 guys. You know, 3 guys, I feel like it doesn't change a whole lot, but when you have 6 people kind of doing their different inputs and tweaking things the way that makes them comfortable or something that they would prefer, and you're trying to collaborate with so many different brains, you end up with this product that was nothing like the original product was intended to come out as. But it's really awesome because that's how we've always operated.
Jack might be able to go today.
Yeah, Jack might be able to go today if John finishes it. We still have 4 hours. Like we're here till 5.
We've always tried to allow for the different changes and the malleability of the song, and it seems to work out so far, and nobody ever kind of gets their toes stepped on or anything, and we just find a really comfortable way to make the song move in everybody's direction, and it's a lot of fun doing it that way.
So however long ago it was, all the guys in the band were all jamming as Sparrow Blue, and then me, John, and Liam were at Crown and Tower, the old watering hole, and Liam just turns to me and says, "So Jack, are you going to join the band or what?" And I kind of was like, paused for a minute, just fuck yeah, you know, and it was pretty much, that was it.
I'm Jack Hanson. I play bass for Sparrow Blue.
So I started playing music because my older brother had a guitar. I was probably 10 years old. I would pick up his guitar every once in a while, jam Come As You Are, and that was pretty much it for like 3 years. And then I was borrowing my brother's guitar, playing in a junior high band with Liam and a couple of our other friends at the time, borrowing my brother's guitar, didn't even have my own equipment, just playing whenever they wanted me to. And then a couple years later, my parents got me a guitar, played a whole bunch. I was playing guitar for probably 10 years, then I picked up the bass and I've been mashing bass now hard for the last like 3-4 years, and yeah, I love bass.
Oh man, give me 1 moment, I just want to listen to that real quick.
Yeah, this weekend at Velveteen, working with Brad and Randor. It's been awesome. Those guys are crazy watching them work. The cuts they're able to do, just how quickly they're on the computer, on their hardware, it's really cool. It's been a really fun time.
You know? So I came in the second day. I knew the guys were going to take control, hold it down, you know. Sometimes I just like to get in my zone, get ready to go. More or less, I had something to take care of. And then I heard it was John's birthday last night, and well, we all know how birthday week goes. So, we'll see how he's doing today.
Not looking so hot this morning. Time to get back.
Fuck, I don't know.
So do you want to just tee up maybe what we're doing in the studio here today? We got Birdie in here today, blah, 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 just stuff like that.
Yeah, today Bernie's in. We're about to set him off, lay down the leads for this track. Then after that, it'll probably be Russell laying down the percussion.
Yeah, no, that's better. It's just I couldn't really hear like get John's guitar or like the metronome.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you more of John's as well.
So I'm just doing the.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, twice and then the riff twice.
Yes. Yeah. But remember, there is a stop at the top of that, right? So it goes do 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 is what you would be playing.
Do do do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Velveteen Audio. These guys are rad. Coming here for a couple years now. Recorded all our songs here. It's been a good journey. Every time we come in, it's better and better, smoother and smoother. I feel like the relationship that we've developed here is quite strong, and it's a no bullshit kind of rodeo. Knew Brad from years before, and watched him do his thing, as well as a musician. He's fantastic. Having Randor as well now on our side has been a blessing. He brings a lot of fun, good vibes. Again, making me feel super comfortable here. So I think we wouldn't stop coming here. I'd say it's the spot for us. Yeah, music. I'd say it saved my life. It came at me early in my childhood. I'd say when I was about 13, I picked up the guitar, and it was kind of a way that I could, have a inner revolution, and it became a great part of who I am. Rock and roll is an attitude, and that's why I got it tattooed on my chest. There's no looking back.
Yeah. Great job, man.
Nice job,
dude.
dude.
Awesome.
Tasty little licks.
Oh, yeah, don't leave me hanging.
So I get picked up this morning by Bob, our manager, and a couple of the other guys, Jack and Liam, and all I can fucking hear is how dry John's mouth is. That's all I can hear. Because he finished up his part, and it was his birthday, and he went out and got blackout drunk, wrecked at the Crown and Tower, and he kind of just mailed it in today. He just mailed it in.
Yeah, John today, well, fuck, we went out last night for his birthday and just got absolutely pitted. And I'm feeling pretty fine because, I don't drink that much, so I just, I'm here today and I'm still sipping and we're getting it done.
Yeah. What do we do? Like mono?
We put a mono ribbon mic to give it more of an old school vibe.
I mean.
We're flying. We're doing good for time. So Russ, what am I setting this? So I'm setting up a mic for the percussion, and then is there a pad that we're plugging in as well?
Yeah. There's just that one vibra slap sample. I'm Russell McCann. Play percussion for Sparrow Blue. Been doing it for, 3-4 years now, maybe. Play the cowbell, play the maraca, play the tambourine, play the chimes. Yeah, pretty much fill in all those sounds that a drum kit can't make. We used to jump on the trampoline as kids, and my buddy had this Zeppelin album, all the long versions of Whole Lotta Love and Dazed and Confused and Moby Dick. And just listening to Bonham banging on those drums and whatnot, that's when I knew I wanted to play drums. I've never used this shaker before. You gotta really go to bed with that thing for a few weeks if you want to fucking,
For sure, man. No, I thought you did a great job, man. The first take, I thought it wasn't much groove.
Yeah.
On this one that you just did, I thought there was lots of groove. So, yeah, and a lot of the times I think taking bars and flying them around, a lot of that is more just for consistency as well.
Exactly. I just want it to sound consistent.
Yeah. Okay, you want to hit me with that tambourine when you're ready, and I'll just listen to the tone of that?
The one hard thing to adjust to is that you got to track everything separately. So, you know, instead of me being like an octopus and banging on 8 things at once, you're specifically mic'd up to do one instrument at a time. So it's like a learning curve in a sense, where how do I actually hit it when I don't have something in that hand? Yeah, I just finished tracking in there. That was good stuff in timely fashion. And yeah, if you'll excuse me, I gotta finish up in here too, actually.
Been skateboarding since I was like 2 years old, you know. It's just been such a good place to get a release in. I only skated the one competition, and I happened to win it. I was like an adult versus a bunch of little kids, but I still won that stuff.
I'm Des Parks. I'm the lead singer of Sparrow Blue and the one everybody hates. Every time we came home from school, my sister and I, my dad would put on a new record every day. And he put on the Tragically Hip record with New Orleans is Sinking. And my sister and I, we really liked it. And then he kind of started putting it on every day. So when we came home from school, it would be playing when we came in. And we really got into the Tragically Hip and kind of the old school rock and roll style and stuff. And then one day my dad said, hey, let's listen to Stairway, because we'd been watching Wayne's World. And I said, what is Stairway, Dad? What does that mean? He said, Stairway Denied. And he's like, Des, you gotta check this out. So we put on, I think it's Led Zeppelin 4 that he puts it on. He's got the record, and he said this is one of the greatest guitar solos of all time, and this is one of the greatest rock anthems of all time. And he put that on, and it changed my fucking life, man. I figured, like, these guys can express themselves so well, and they just do basically what their hearts are meant for. And I just kind of started learning the guitar. I wanted to pick up the guitar, learn it, and make some emotion and whatnot. And I realized, man, I'm really not that good at playing guitar. I'm really not that good at writing songs on the guitar. I'm really not good at doing a lot of the stuff that most of these artists are good at. So I told Bernie, I said, man, I kind of just want to sing. That's my thing. I just want to sing. And Bernie, let me know if you ever have a rock band and you need a singer, call me up. And that's when Johnny called me up, and I think it was, 2016? He called me up and he said, yo, we're looking for a singer. Why don't you come by and we'll see how you do. And I guess the rest is history.
It will be if Dez's vocals, which we will saturate more, then it won't be. Because it's so clean right now, it goes from clean to just really.
Every time I go into that booth and record my parts, it's awesome, because I get to express myself in a way that I don't get to express myself on a day-to-day basis. I get to fucking yell and sing and scream and do all sorts of different artistic sounds that I don't normally do. And the nice thing being in Velveteen is the guys are always trying to get the most out of me, the best out of me, and they push me, and yeah, it's tiring as shit sometimes, but I always remember that I got 5 other dudes that I'm working with, and I always want to put the best out for them. So when I'm in there, I get to take that emotion that I would normally, let out on stage or in the jam space, and I get to let it out in somebody else's bedroom. You got the guys yelling at you through the talkback mic saying, all right, no, fucking figure that out, fix that, let's do this, let's do that, how about you try this, how about you try that? It helps you evolve in a creative way to really try and push yourself and get the best of what you can do out of you.
So Liam's usually done Friday before everybody. He does kind of the base layer, and then we will come in. It kind of gets randomized depending on what parts of the song we're doing. Normally, we just kind of come in, do our parts, drink beer, order some food, and we end up playing Super Smash Brothers, wherein I just destroy Russell because he sucks at that game.
We started working with Sparrow Blue in, it was about 2.5 years ago now, I think was the first recording. And so they've been in here quite a few times, just kind of, they usually do a couple songs at a time, and they released a full album last summer, right? So we've gotten to know them quite well over the past couple years. They're pretty true rock and roll rock stars, they live that life, they're authentic about it, they just love like big loud guitars, big drums, Dez is always yelling into the mic. It's a good time, so we enjoy having them in here every time, and it's been neat to work with them over a long period of time, because our studio is constantly evolving, just like they're constantly evolving as a band, and so it's interesting to see how things have changed since we first started working together, and how the process has evolved, and how they've grown as musicians and whatnot. So. And they're just a lot of fun to hang out with. It's just a good time whenever they're coming in.
So this really shitty thing happens when I'm playing crib with the guys on the bus is they'll get 40 points ahead of me. I don't know why. I just have horrible luck on the bus. And they get very close to skunking me, but they never will. But they'll still beat me by like 30 points or so. Russ usually dominates me at crib. Usually when it comes to Smash Bros though, and I'll pick Mewtwo, and it's no contest. Russ will get dominated 9 times out of 10, and there's no competition.
Yeah, well, day 2 in the studio was a little bit rough, I guess you could say. It was the day after my birthday. I had 1 or 2 drinks times 20. I found myself passing out on the floor towards the end of it. Really, it's just a typical day.
First one, who is most likely to wind up missing after a show?
Who would be missing after a show?
Bernie.
Bernie.
Ooh, Bernie. It's gotta be Bernie.
I guess myself.
Bernie.
It would be me, and it's always been me.
Who can handle their liquor the best?
Who can, Jesus. I think Jack. I think Jack can handle his liquor the best.
I gotta honestly say it's probably either John or I.
I'd say Liam and Johnny Bastard.
Dez probably, that guy, he holds it big time.
Me, for sure me.
Probably Liam. He'll get wasted, but he can take a lot.
If every member of the band was a politician, who would have your vote and why?
If every member of the band was a politician, my vote would go to Russell, because that man can do so much with his shy quietness.
Dez, because he's very well spoken.
Russ, because he's docile.
Who'd have my vote? No one.
If anyone could have my vote, it would be, I think Jack. I think Jack is a very balanced, very level-headed, thought-through kind of person.
I suppose Jack, because he's probably the most genuine guy of all of us.
Each band member is given a pack of cigarettes. Who's the first one to finish them?
Oh, fuck Dez for sure.
Oh, that's old yellow-fingered Desmond Parks right there.
Dez.
Desmond is the first to finish his 6.
Dez would fly through that thing fucking first.
Me.
What year is Bernie's hair from?
What year is Bernie's hair from? Mid-80s.
Fucking 1984.
1985.
Late 60s.
What year, what century?
So I've asked other people this question, but it kind of revolves around you, so you can answer it yourself here. What year is Bernie's hair from?
Well, I'd say I've been growing this thing since '77.
The best actor in the group.
Best actor. I would have to say, you know what, I think that's Des.
Desmond, but then second me, because we used to go to acting school together.
Liam.
Des.
Best actor, Des, for sure.
When we were wondering who was going to be the lead in Winters at My Place, the guys kind of immediately pointed at me and they said, well, you got Bubba's tips, you're happy to be in front of the camera. And I said, you know what? I am happy to be in front of the camera because I'm a bloody cinephile. I love movies, I love everything that actors do and what they're capable of, and it kind of allows for another creative outlet for me, and I honestly don't think I've been the same since Bubba's Tips. It's just been such an awesome ride, and the guys have just been so gun-ho about me doing my thing. Bubba's Tips is an Instagram page that I made one day, randomly with a buddy of mine. We were out golfing, and I figured, hey, it'd be kind of funny to make a character that taught you how to golf, but would be really bad at golf, and gave you all the wrong advice. So we made these 3 videos one day when we were out at the golf course, and it got some pretty good feedback, and we decided to keep making them. So I made some more household tips, how to do stuff. So we have how to put in a good shoe, how to make an omelet, how to shave a pussy, things like that. And it was always just a lot of fun. Doing Real Thick, I was kind of in the background for that one, and comparatively to Winters at My Place, I was kind of the lead actor, if you want to call it that or whatever. I was the main protagonist or antagonist, depends on how you want to see it.
Action going on in front of us.
Okay, ready?
The guys, they kind of pointed their fingers at me when we were wondering who was going to do the main character, the lead, and I kind of just thought to myself, well, why me? And so I asked the guys, and they said, well, you do Bubba's Tips. You've always kind of had this affiliation with being that frontman, that energy, kind of just popping out on the screen and whatnot.
You know, I've always really liked filming music videos with the guys and really visuals by mind. Not just because it adds images to our music, but it really brings us together more as a family. And I think you can kind of see that in our videos. Whether the song's kind of sad or happy or whatever, you can see that we're truly together as a unit. For example, the Winters at My Place recording, we went out to the boonies of Alberta with mine's cousin here, Tiana, cool chick, great actress. And she brought us into the woods of her farm, and we met her animals, and she had a pet fucking deer, which we were lucky enough to record at Forest. If you're out there listening, I miss you, Forest. I'm sure you're out there banging lots of cool, you know, deer chicks or whatever.
So we had this idea, like that it was kind of about isolation and whatnot. And Brody fucking brought us to this place, this cabin that his family owns, and they had this fucking deer there. They had a fucking old cabin. Like, it was everything we were looking for, and somehow it was just there for us. And like, it's just crazy that like a good homie of ours just fucking like, we told him what we wanted. He kind of took the reins and said, I got the perfect spot. And we told him our idea, and he just made it so much better than we expected initially, really.
First music video that we did, or that I did with Sparrow, which was Winters, where basically it was all Des, and I was just having beers the whole day in the forest at some small ass cabin, secluded, and there's this deer who I can go walk up to, hang out with a couple dogs, take selfies with a deer if I want to, and I'm just like straight up petting a deer. It was just a surreal experience.
Lil Rockin' Mama. Now that was a fun time. That was a good one. My friend Charlotte came out for that one. And yeah, I was squatting in my van when she rattles on my fucking cage with a gun. It's actually pretty funny. And then, yeah, we go pick up the rest of the guys and go tumbling around. It was pretty fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, the video for Little Rock and Mama was probably the most fun we had making a video. I mean, I got to be in the bar drinking beer with Liam. Can't argue with that. Charlotte, excellent actress, great makeup artist. She really killed it as the lead female role. She was rolling around, robbing everybody, hijacking us to, force us to play a show. And I think she really hit the nail with the hammer there, the way she played that.
What was sweet about it is we ended up at a house party and ended up doing keg stands and shit. Who knew?
So we just finished up the final bits of Real Thick, and we're waiting for them to finish comping. Super excited to hear the finished product, semi-finished product. And Real Thick has been this really cool, kind of funky, different avenue that we've gone down just for this specific song.
Last few weeks have been pretty dope, recording, shooting the music video. It's all wrapping up now and everything's starting to look pretty great. We just had Uncle Hack here from the Danger Cats, a good friend of ours, and just did a podcast and kind of recapped everything that we've been doing in the past few weeks. Did our show at the Crown for New Year's. Not even 3 days later, we're in the studio recording our fucking single. Sounding awesome. And then the next weekend after that, we're hosting a party for our friends, shooting a music video for it. And it, not only was it a great setup for the video, but we just all had a blast, and it's just been great. And wrapping it up now with this podcast, and all that's left, I guess, is really just planning the promotions and getting this single out to you guys, and the release show.
We planned to have just a small little party to get it done, but in the end, fucking way more people came out than we ever even expected, and it became a rager. It really brought the video together. And I guess in my scene, you'll see that there's video evidence that I am the greatest beer pong player of all time. You may challenge me now, but wait till you see this. There's no challenging that.
Yeah, the video for Real Thick at the Nest here a couple weeks ago was really cool, because it was just basically this party that was happening, and I could just drink, take shots with Dez. Really just total party atmosphere, and it was a lot of fun. We've been putting in a lot of work for this, from the music video to these interviews to the podcast. From everything we've done, it's been a lot of work, but work that doesn't feel like work. I'm just really excited for everyone to see it.
Going into the studio with the boys at Velveteen there to record Real Thick a couple weeks ago was a pretty amazing time for me. It's like another generation. We just keep moving forward, and the music's still around us, and it's amazing. I was so blessed to be there. It was an amazing time, and I learned a ton, and the guys at Velveteen are amazing.
So we've put a lot of care into crafting this next single of ours, Real Thick. It's a little bit different than the others, but it's in a progressive way, I'd say. It's almost kind of funky a little bit, but we're just hoping that everybody else enjoys it as much as we do, because we feel that it's a banging song.
The experience that we've had with this particular song has been great, because we've just really worked different angles that everybody's starting to get comfortable with, and we're really falling into our parts as musicians and entrepreneurs and stuff. And we had that big party for the music video. Everybody who came out was such an awesome sport, such a great help. And being in the studio working with Randor and Brad Simons and Brad Smith, we didn't actually get a chance to see him this time around, but he's does awesome work mastering our shit. And it's always a pleasure being at Velveteen, and I just, every time we finish a song, it just brings us closer together, and we just love hearing the final product.
And I suppose all in all, the experience with the studio, writing the actual song, making the videos with Mind, I've learned so damn much and will continue to learn more. The thing about music is that it's art that can always be advanced. And if you don't try to advance it, it's going to get stale. No one wants to be stale. You want to keep rocking, discovering who you are.
After playing the song for about a year before we've actually gone into the studio to record it, I think that you know, the way that we've gone about kind of putting this one together for everybody is it's a true definition and portrayal of kind of, you know, what that year was for us. It was a wild ride. It was lots of stuff on the road, you know, different shows in different places, and I felt that the audience really responded well to this one, and I think it's going to be big. I think everyone's going to like it, and really stoked to just kind of see what happens and where this takes us. But I'm feeling really good, feeling real sick.
My parents think I'm at home sleeping. We're so excited to keep drinking. Sorry, dude. Sorry.
Our parents' ages are like one of the last few generations of retirement. Our parents.
Your music experience, like in general?
Yeah, I like to play rock and roll.
You want a bottle of something out here with some glasses?
Yeah. He wants to play guitar. Look at him.
I take so many takes, and because I'm the least skilled out of everybody in the band, so hope you guys got like 5 hours.
It's been in my lifeblood. I feel like I'm a wild animal, like a tiger or something.
Thanks. We've got our show planned for March 27th. Fuck. We've got our show planned for March 28th.
Okay.
Us, and then like maybe our kids, but after that, I don't think retiring is going to be really a thing until you physically can't work anymore.
And I'm just being hailed through the jungle by my instinct, and I'm just fucking waiting to kill. Period.
Hey, buddy. You want a crisp?
Anybody hopped on it yet?
No, don't do it.
Probably
Probably hurts his back.
Getting ready for the single release, and we're just super excited to be.
Yeah, you can even just go from there.
Because everything's going to be so horrible and expensive, and no one's going to be able to afford anything anymore, and because the world's going to get too populated, all the jobs are going to get taken, and ugh. It's going to be horrible.
2, 1, and action.
Yeah. It's been 10 years since I sat down.
Yeah. We've really focused hard on setting. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Hey,
bro.
just.
I am.
Can I stand up? I'll walk this way.
Can't wait to work till I'm dead.
And he'll be drunk already? so bad. That was so bad.
Like maybe around the 1.5K area.
52,
54 business.
Sweet.
12.
More. I agree with you because it's very like it would work if it was a.
He's not that good of a band member, but
2 and go.
Is I go like this and duplicate.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
But that'll fuck up our GR.
basically everything. God damn it. I hate you, Brody.
And it just sounded weird. But now that it's never good, that's going hard.
Yeah, well, here, I think you're better at that.
And action.
Brody, are we okay to go for a sit down or are we have to stay here?
Go.